training methods for different employees. Every organization to follow two type of training methods. One is the on the job training method. Second one is the off the job training method. Each training method having some importance, advantages and limitations. Now we will discuss about the on the job training methods. Most popular on the job training methods are A. Vestibule training, B. Training by experienced workmen, C. Training by supervisors, demonstrations and example, 4. Simulation, 5. Apprenticeship. First one is the vestibule training. Vestibule training is one of the method of training where the technical staff, especially those who deal with the tools and machinery, are given the job education training in the workplace other than the main production plant. In this method, actual work conditions are simulated in a classroom. A vestibule training, also called classroom training, which is often imparted with the help of the equipment and machine which are identical with those in use in the place of work. That means parallel training. A primary advantage of vestibule training is that it relieves the employees from the pressure of having to produce while learning. Material files and equipment which are used in actual job performance are also used in training. This type of training is commonly used for training personnel for clerical and semi-skilled jobs. The duration of this training ranges from days to few weeks. It means it emphasizes is on learning skills required by the job. Of course, the cost of duplicate facilities and a special trainer is an obvious disadvantage. What are the advantages of vestibule training? 1. As training is given in a separate region, distractions are minimized. Second one, a trained instructor who knows how to teach can be more effectively utilized. Third one, the correct method can be taught without interrupting production. Fourth one, it permits a trainee to practice without the fear of supervisors or co-supervisors, co-workers, observation and their possible ridiculous. What are the disadvantages and limitations of vestibule training? The splittings of responsibilities leads to organizational problems. Second one, an additional investment in equipment is necessary through the cost may be reduced by getting some productive work done by trainees while in the schools. This method is of limited value for the jobs which utilize equipment which can be duplicated. The training situation is somewhat artificial. Artificial. However, when the number of trainees are large, vestibule schools are generally utilized, but when the members is small, on-the-job training is preferred. And second one is the training by experienced workmen. After the workman has been selected, placed and inducted, he must next be trained to handle the new jobs and meet the requirements of new methods. It is training that serves as an important means for the development of effective work habits and methods of work and thereby reduces waste, accidents and improve quality of the product to the worker. That means the entire training program is supervised by the senior workman or senior supervisor to learn each and everything. Training should not be restricted to the workers of superior talent but should reach all the levels of aptitude. It should include in its criteria the satisfaction and adjustment of worker to the job. It should also recognize the need for conservation of human productive power by including a systematic and long-range promotional policy. It should provide necessary encouragement and incentive that will install desire and drive in the tribe. And third one is the training by supervisors. Supervisors should be trained on other important laws as well, such as the Family and Medical Leave Act and the Americans with Disability Act. Effective training will provide supervisors with information and tools they need to respond to situations lawfully and consistently. In addition to training on various laws, supervisors should receive training on management employees, include how to conduct performance reviews, discipline employees, handle challenging employees, conduct effective meetings, and motivate employees are the key weapons. What are the principles are associated with this method? This teaching strategy is based on the following principle. Learning by doing maximum is followed. Skills can be developed by limitation. The perception helps in imitation. Applications of this method. This strategy is applied mainly in technical or training institutes. In teacher education program, it is used to develop skills in the student teacher. At school level, a teacher applies it in teaching science, biology, nature study, arts and crafts. What are the advantages of demonstration method? It helps in involving various senses to make learning permanent. Second one, through teacher behavior is autocratic. He invites a cooperation of people in teaching learning process. Third one, it develops interest in the learners and motivates them participation. Fourth one, it helps in achieving psychomotor objectives. And next one, any simple or complex skill become easy to understand. What are the disadvantages of demonstration method? It can be used only for skills objectives. Second one is only the attention of the learning is invited towards the activity demonstrated. They are not free to discuss about it. And third one, due to poor economic conditions of the government schools, there is scarcity of audio visual aids and equipment, and the teachers are not so creative to produce handmade models for demonstration. Next limitation is there is a general lack of sincerity and diligence among teachers who wish to complete the syllabus or syllabus at the earliest without putting sincere efforts. And the fourth one is the simulation method of training. Simulated training is a devised job training that is not on the job but away from the job. It teaches a complicated, critical, and hazardous task. It gives the trainees enough exposure and renders him better prepared for the real life problem. Simulation means imitation of a real life process using computer or other technical devices like virtual constructive. Simulation is the mimicry of the real world problem. The method model developed contains the key characteristics of the process it is trying to stimulate. These simulation models are extensively used in training programs across different sectors of business. Right from simulation training is used to better business awareness and know-how of the employee along with the management skills. What are the types of simulation? Simulation is a training and feedback method in which learners practice tasks and processes in life-like circumstances using models or virtual reality with feedback from observers, peers, actor patients, and video cameras to assist improves in the skills. The first one is task trainer simulation. Second one, mannequin based simulation. Third one, standardized patient simulation. Fourth one, virtual reality situation. Fifth one, tissue based simulation. And what are the advantages of simulation? Simulation allows trainees to purposefully undertake high risk activities or procedural tasks within a safe environment without dangerous application. Second advantage is simulation can improve trainee skills and allow them to learn from error. Third one is the learners are able to gain a greater understanding about the consequences of their actions and the need to reduce any error. Fourth advantage is simulation offers trainee participation rather than sitting through a training lecture. Trainees can practice what they have learned and quickly learn from any mistakes without serious implication. That means self learning. Learners address hands on thinking skills, including knowledge in action, procedure, decision making, and effective communication. And next advantage is simulated learning can be set up at appropriate time and location and repeatedly as often as necessary. Next one is simulation learning can be customized to suit beginners, intermediates, and experts to their skills, their scopes, their knowledge is exposure. And next advantage is feedback can be given to learners immediately and allow them to understand exactly what went wrong and how they can improve. And next advantage is learners do not have to wait for a real situation to come up with in order to learn. And what are the limitations of simulation? Simulation is not always able to completely recreate real life situation. It is not possible in all circumstances. Second limitation is simulators can be very expensive and require constant updates and maintenance. Third one is not every situation can be included. It is not possible in practical sense. Fourth one is the results and feedback are only as effective as the actual training provided. Fifth one is staff needs to be trained on how to use the software and or hardware and this take up time and cost money. And last limitation is no real consequences for mistakes may result in student underperforming and not being fully engaged in the training, thus producing inaccurate results. And the next one is apprenticeship training. Fifth one is apprenticeship training. Apprenticeship training is one of the earliest method of training. This method originated in the age of hand craftsmen when the individual craftsman taught the practical skills to the apprentice. Under this method, the new employees are required to work an apprentice to the expert. This method is widely used in those trades in which long period is required for gaining all round efficiency. What are the merits of apprenticeship training? One, a skilled worker force is maintained. Second one, trainees receive some stipend during the training period. 3. The workship is high and good, therefore the trainee have a good demand in the labor market. Fourth, it is comparatively cheap because only nominal amount is paid to the trainee as stipend. Fifth, it reduces the labor cost, production cost, and the labor turnover. And what are the limitations of apprenticeship training? What are the drawbacks in apprenticeship training? It is a time consuming process. The trainee have to undergo training for many years. Second one is rigid standards are insisted, and this method is not flexible. Third one, if the worker fails to learn sufficiently, he shall not be appointed in the firm. Fourth one, there is also no guarantee that the trainee after the training shall continue in the same firm. Fifth one, this type of training tends to stress time instead of achievement. It is a time consuming process.